Hello and welcome to this week's video, which is going to be all around goal setting and how to achieve them. Especially as a mum, you've got about 100 things to do. You've got children left, right and centre. This video is going to be all around goals and goal setting, how you can achieve them, how you can get into your mind where you want to be, what you want to have by a certain period, and basically what kind of steps you're going to take to do that. So I will break it all down for you in this video. I am so passionate about goal setting. I don't know if that's something that you can be passionate about, but it certainly is something that I have been doing since I was a teenager. So at the end of every year, and it's funny that it comes after New Year, it's that time where you think about the year ahead and whether you're happy, and I guess it's like the most depressing time of the year, isn't it? But the way to motivate me, I always found, is to have something to look forward to and like an achievement that I'm going to work towards. So for me, it will come every January and I would put together a little list around what I want to have achieved by the end of the year. In this video, I'm going to give you tons of examples, and I actually also work full-time, so goal setting isn't something new for me in that sense either, especially when it comes to my career and career goals. It's something that you're encouraged to do within the workplace. So I'm going to be talking about SMART targets as well, so what that stands for and what that means for you, how you can break it down and actually use it for yourself. Before I start though, as usual, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. I do these in my spare time. I also work full-time. I'm a mum, I've got like a toddler who's 2 years old, I've got a huge big dog who needs walking daily as well. So life is busy. We've moved into a new house earlier this year, so doing lots of renovation and lots of makeovers are coming to you very soon, which is super exciting. If you'd like to see those, please subscribe and let's get to it. So first things first, when you start goals, you need to decide what it is that you're going to work towards. And it sounds easier than it is, but try and think about the big things that you want to achieve, the little things, and I would personally recommend having a mix of big and small tasks or like achievements, so that you can actually tick off some things off your list throughout the year. However, we'll talk about like measuring or like times, so whether you want it to be the full year or you want it to be within the month and stuff like that a little bit later on. But now you just need to decide what it is that you want, so that we can work out how we're going to achieve it. Smaller tasks that get ticked off later on is great to feel accomplished and actually motivates you to do more, especially for your big goal. So it's definitely worth having both. However, do think about having a very small list. I usually stick from about 3 to 5 goals a year. So I think that's more than plenty. And the other thing you've got to think about is make sure that it's realistic and within your control. So for example, I can't wish for like $1 million to win in the lottery, for example. So you just need to make sure that it's something that you have control over. For example, getting a new job, or like moving house, or redecorating a room. So for me personally, it has been redecorating the lounge, the hall, stairs and landing for the past 4 or 5 months. We basically wanted it done for Christmas, and therefore we decided around summertime that once our rewiring was done, that we would like to get at least our living spaces sorted for Christmas time. Step number 2 is about making time. So this is something that I'm personally very good at, because I've been a blogger for nearly a decade, which I no longer do, but I'm doing vlogging instead. I did some podcasting at one point as well. Basically, it's about prioritizing your time to do the thing that you want to do to achieve a particular goal. So for example, when it came to decorating, we had to say no to a few either family gatherings or outings. So I think we wanted to go to a pumpkin patch with my baby boy to actually like get some pumpkins together on the weekend. However, we thought, well, we'll have to do that next year, just because it's like the whole day out for us. It's quite far away now that the local one has closed down, which is a shame, but it just meant that we were focusing our time and spending that whole day, instead of being out, we were redecorating. So back then we were taking down the wallpaper and everything. So it's just about prioritizing your time. And you know, like, people make excuses and say, I don't have time for this. No, what that means is that you've not made it a priority to be within the time that you've got. What I'm saying is, by setting a goal, you can then have a think about your lifestyle and what you do, so that you can prioritize that time in order to do that thing that you need to do to achieve that goal. So basically, stop making excuses, guys, and let's get to making and achieving that goal that you want to do. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is a routine. So once you realize what you need to do in order to achieve a particular goal, a lot of the time it's about not only prioritizing your time, but having a routine in place so that you know when that thing is happening. So for example, with the redecorating stuff, it's been every weekend. So it's now a routine for us to be home at least one day of the weekend to be doing some housework stuff, whether it's taking down wallpaper, whether it's painting, whether it's filling gaps and things like that. When it comes to a routine, I'd recommend that you take it like a sportsman would. So for example, if there's a runner that goes running every single day, it's very much recommended that, yes, you can skip one, yes, you can be a little bit flexible. However, never skip 2 in a row. So if you've skipped one, make sure that you go again. So for example, if you're going to skip one of your things on the routine, make sure that the week after, so for us it was, let's say it's the weekend, then we're going out and actually doing something both Saturday and Sunday, we make sure that the next weekend we then have at least one day where we stay at home and do some redecorating, so that we can achieve our goal by Christmas. Something that my other half has taught me really well, and that's about partnering up a chore with something that you actually like to do. So for example, if you are washing up, then make sure that you've either put a podcast on, or like you've put a screen up so that you're watching something at the same time, so that it doesn't seem as boring and as difficult as it could be. So by partnering it up with something else may make it a lot more fun, and therefore you'd actually want to go and do it. But that's for the more difficult stuff. Let's now break it down further so that you can achieve your goals. Let's now talk about SMART targets, and I've jotted it down so that you get a real example, so that it's easier for you guys to copy if you wanted to. So basically, SMART, S.M.A.R.T. So let's start with the S. S means be specific. So it's something that's significant to you that you want to achieve. So in my case, it was decorate the house. So we wanted to decorate the house for Christmas, but specifically the lounge, stairs, hall and landing, so that our like living spaces are all done in the new house, so that we can just like relax and enjoy Christmas. M is basically to be more measurable and meaningful to you. So this actually means that like what entailed me to achieve those things. So it's like taking down wallpaper, priming the walls, making sure that there's no gaps, and like fill any holes after the rewiring, and also paint, as well as new floors. A is then for attainable or action orientated. So that means it's just about being a little bit more realistic. If it's something more measurable, so you could potentially get an average that happened last year and use that as a measure for realistic or not. So for example, if we had painted 2 rooms last year, just imagine, then it means that 2 or more would be realistic in this year. So in this case, actually, it was around timing. So we gave ourselves 4 months to do the redecorating, and I then plotted out to see every weekend what we were doing, to see whether it was actually realistic within our lifestyle, because we also work full time. So it was about understanding whether we even have the time to do it within the 4 months, which we then decided that it was, and therefore it's one of our goals for Christmas. R is for relevant, and for me it was definitely relevant. For the whole family it was relevant because we wanted a nice place for Christmas where we can relax, and therefore it was definitely a priority. Last but not least was T, and T is for time tracking. So time bound, so it's basically just making sure that you have a particular deadline to where you can work towards, that you shouldn't just be like, oh, I want to redecorate and I'm hoping that it's going to be nice. It's actually about being like, right, by Christmas we're going to get this done. So basically that's something that I've been doing for ages, especially in my career, and like getting targets in the workplace but in the home as well. So as I mentioned to you, like the redecorating stuff because of our new home. But before you go, this is probably the main part, and that is because I just wanted to give you some motivation. Firstly, be kind to yourself. You set these goals for a particular date or time, and yes, it will be amazing to achieve them, but at the same time, if it means that you're overworking yourself, that you're not sleeping well, that it's actually affecting your mental health or physical health, just be kind and shift those deadlines. Or like, I probably shouldn't be saying this because you want to achieve that particular goal, but at the same time you want to achieve that goal without demotivating yourself or without any repercussions on your health. Basically, watch out and make sure that you are doing it in just a realistic way that fits your lifestyle. Along the same lines, look, just be flexible. As a mum, I know that I have to be flexible around my child, so I will give you another example. I've been doing blogging and vlogging for God knows how long, and sometimes I can't get these videos or posts up as often as I'd like to, or when I would like to, like have a structured schedule and things like that, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way because I've got a toddler, because there's everything else going on as well, like work and my son and the dog and everything and the new house. It's been a little bit crazy, so it's just about being flexible and understanding that you can be flexible and change some of those patterns or days to suit your lifestyle. So for example, I would love to do 2 or 3 videos a week for you guys on YouTube, but it's just not realistic for me at the moment in the lifestyle that I'm in. Therefore, I'm doing the best quality videos that I can for you guys every week. And therefore, as a mum, make sure that you are flexible and you are keeping an eye out on your priorities. To me, my son and my toddler will always be my priority over anything else that I do. The other thing that we guys love to do, and that's judge ourselves by somebody else's successes, especially on social media and online. So I just wanted to remind you that don't judge your beginning, your start, with somebody else's middle. I don't know who said that quote, but I'd love to know if you guys know, so comment down below. But essentially, don't judge your start with somebody else's middle, because they have been doing it for a long time. Perhaps they've achieved that goal that you wanted in a different way. They might have got a leg up. Essentially, just try not to look at social media and think that that's the perfection. People only share the best stuff with us, so don't judge yourself on that. My final advice to you is write these goals down that you've got and make them super pretty, print them out, put them up on the wall, on the fridge, just so that you can see that and that you know what you're working towards. The other thing is, by writing it down, you can plot it into your calendar if you need to. So for example, for us, we know that it was coming every weekend, but if you wanted to do it in a different pattern, you're absolutely welcome to, but you can add it into your calendar. So I use my phone loads. I live by my reminders as well, so just make sure to jot it down and plan it into your lifestyle. Make it a routine. Back to everything that I said at the beginning. But most importantly, have fun with it. Like, there's no point of having a goal to achieve and actually kill yourself trying to achieve that goal. So have fun, and why not even set yourself a final completion achievement prize even. So for example, if it's something super big, you can say that I will finish my degree, and at the end of it we're going to go on a super amazing holiday. You know, something big, something cool. If you've got smaller goals, then it's great to just be like, oh, I'm going to like go out and treat myself to a shopping spree, or I'm gonna go get myself a chocolate. So for example, when I finish a task at work, I'm like, oh, I'll get a cup of tea. Very British of me, I know, but it's also about motivating yourself to do a particular thing and then get like that achievement at the end that makes you happy. As a mum who does YouTube, who works full-time in digital marketing, who has a toddler, I've got a dog, I also do TikTok and Instagram. It gets busy for me and I have loads of goals. I'd love it if those spaces are finished and decorated and my Christmas tree looks amazing in that bay window. I am super excited to see it, but at the same time, I know that if I don't get it done or don't get it finished, it's because something else has taken priority over it. But at the moment it does look to be all okay, and I will be sharing that with you guys. Before and afters I've got a plenty, so I can't wait for that to happen very, very soon. So I really hope that this helps you out to actually set your goals and achieve them, especially you busy mums out there. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you stick along, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, and until next time, bye.